Come on, come on. Greetings and prepare for the amazing. What you will see is great racing. They got skills from front to back. These lobbies you see are stacked. Enjoy the racing at its best. Battles wage from first to last. The action is wall to wall. We will cover it all. Here we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. We're all here to be entertained. These drivers go hard and not restrained. Cheer for your favorite, you will not regret. The spectacle you watch, you will never forget. Come on, come on. Enjoy the racing at its best. Battles wage from first to last. The action is wall to wall. We will cover it all. Here we go. Enjoy the racing at its best. Battles wage from first to last. The action is wall to wall. Fast Ginger covers it all. Here we go.
That's right, here we go. Alright, welcome to another Fast Ginger stream of Signal 13 Racing, the Super GT series. Today we are at Maggiore, the full track. Group 2 cars. Your options are the NSX, the Nissan GTR, the Lexus. I believe that's it. So, JDM only cars. And appears most of them are going to be the NSX variety. As we see Don P out here starting qualifying. So I believe we are 10 minutes for qualifying. And no reverse grids or anything crazy like that. So we'll see Q out here in front in the NSX. And Uncle Jesse we'll see out here in the GTR. I believe it's the Gatorade car. All right. And Ricky B here in another NSX, getting the left side of the tires dirty. Don P also in an NSX with the, I hope that is not a instruction of what to do behind him. It says smash. And then Rotten Kraut there in the first Lexus that we can see. Matt here in the lavender NSX. Scout also in an NSX. J-Mac in the Nissan GTR. And Q back out here in the Honda. So it looks like it's a fleet of NSXs, a couple of Nissans, and one Lexi. So let's see here. Jesse is the first one that will cross the line into Gatorade, and he was the winner of last week's race. Take a look at the... And I forgot to add the microphone into the track layout. So bear with me, now I can do that real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, so track layout, pretty squirrely. We are right here in... oh, here we go. Into 19 here, getting ready to start the first flying lap. Jesse goes down here, down the front stretch, into turn 1, which is very sharp, into another sharp turn 2. Swing wide out to the right of the car, close to flat out, a little lift, brake right around here, very tight, downhill, and then you're going downhill and in a increasing radius turn. Stay wide and then cut in at the last minute. Then you go back up the hill. Important to get this right here. And then cut all the curb you can through here. And then it's flat out until you go downhill for the big banky boy down at the bottom of the hill here. And you brake about 50, clobber the inside there. Flat out up the hill and through the next left and right complex. And then braking at a break in the tree on the right side. 2 right-handers. And then a left-hander heading downhill, and then you brake. This is a tough corner for me to get correctly. Then you grab that, run a little wide, and onto last turn across the line, 141, Ricky B. In second, J Mac here coming around. J Mac slotting into third. Scout is here in fourth. Don P in fifth. Rotten Crowd has pitted in sixth. Q here in seventh. With Matt here in eighth place. Pretty big void between first and sixth and seventh there, so hopefully they'll make it back on the track and get a good lap in there. Jesse and Ricky seem to be fairly well matched here. Flying downhill into the big bangy boy. Here we go. Matt will be the next one to come across the line to set a time. And no time set yet. Oh, no, he has a set time. This might be an out lap here, so it won't count. And he is starting his fast lap going into turn 1. Take a look at here. Jesse still on top with Ricky B in second. J Mac in third. Scout fourth. Got a little tail happy there coming out of 2. We are 7 minutes into the qualifying round. Tires look pretty well used for 4.5 laps, so pretty good tire wear for this race. And off doing some gardening duty. Definitely not going to be one of his better laps, so. And into the gravel, and oh, out onto the track, and smacked into maybe Don P there. Very unfortunate. Well, it was an out lap if it was, so that's okay. It wasn't going to be a timed lap anyway, so no harm, no foul. He's got plenty of time to start this lap. It'll be his final lap. Get on board here with Don P. Do you see swing right or right? Cut that. See that little touch there on the right? Down the hill. Braking probably at these right around here. Very deep. Late apex. Going sideways there, but caught it. Brake around here. Didn't use enough of curb there. Could have used more there. Just flat out until you get to the big banky boy. Up 8/10 on his previous best lap. Brake right at 50. Abuse that curb. Don't get into sand. Swing wide right to make the left. Flat out, and then flat out through this right-hander. And then braking right around here. Keeping it tight. Use the curb here. Swing right. And then brake right at the end of that curbing from the looks of it. Down to Main Straight. And across the line. Up a position into 5th place. And he is done. See, Ricky B is still on a flyer as well. And that'll be into that. Don P is done. Scout. Is using all of the track and then some. In the final corner to take the checkered flag. And he just goes into the pit. Alright. The only other car we have here is Q, and he is done. Flashers flashing. And so it looks like our drivers are set. Got some medium tires on and some softs on, so could be some tire strategy. Let's see if we can find out some information on the race here. We have fuel consumption at 3 and tire wear times 4. So that could be interesting. Our starting grid is Uncle Jesse on pole, Matt in second, Ricky B in third, J Mac fourth, Don P fifth, and Scout in sixth, Rotten Kraut in seven, and Q here in eighth. Hello there, No Lander. Welcome to the live stream of Signal 13. And why don't we go ahead and play a couple of advertisements.
When it's time to get rid of that painful friction, reach for the natural slick stuff you want and put some Hawk 2 lubrication on that thing.
If you want to stomp your competition into the ground, there's only one drink for you. Blue Moose Energy Drink! It'll give you hooves!
Alrighty. Hawk 2 lubrication. Put a little Hawk 2 on that thing. And Blue Moose Energy Drink. The official energy drink of Canada. Not really. So we are set here with our grid for 40 minutes of GR2 fun here at Maggiore. Quite a few turns. 19 of them to be exact. Your main passing zones would be turn 1 and 13. I don't know, it's kind of hard to pass around here, so turn 1 might be your best bet. Any mistakes can be made maybe down into 5 and 6 and 7, which is all just kind of one big turn, but different radii. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all just flat out. 13 definitely is a passing zone, so that's probably your main place. 13 and 1. So there you have it. My insight into the race there. Don't forget, we got another race coming up on the 22nd. St. Croix. And it's at the B layout. Not sure what that means, but there it is. All right, we got to get ready here. And our final is about to start. And spectate. And view all. And there we go. Let us see what happens here into turn 1. Uncle Jesse gets the jump. Matt in second, J Mac in third. Ricky B and J Mac are battling it out for third. Rotten Kraut goes a little wide there, but he's got the inside on that one. Don P's looking on the inside in the Marvel machine. Let's get back up front. Uncle Jesse is starting to stretch it out a little bit already. Matt in second. Ricky B in third, being followed by J Mac. Scout in 5th place. Rotten Kraut here in 6th. Don P in 7th. And Q back here in 8th place. And Jesse is running away here a little bit. He's on the medium tires. And then we've got Matt here in medium tires as well. Ricky B also sporting the medium tires. J Mac as well. Scout on the soft tires, as is Rotten, and Don P and Q. So probably trying to get those out of the way soon. You could already see a little haze of red there on the display down there in the bottom left of the car where it says RM and the little 4 boxes. Those are your front and rear tires with red indicating how much they are wearing out. So Uncle Jesse here is in first place. Got a little battle maybe shaping up here for a second. Scout still here in 5th place. Rotten Crowd sticking with him, and Don P sliding through there. Unfortunately, Rotten Crowd got turned around on the starting line pretty much and messed his day up for the rest of the evening last week. So let's go back here. It looks like we were having a little battle here. Don P. Ooh, he keeps it in there. Revving the nuts out of that thing. Sometimes you can take advantage of somebody messing up and going wide there and get them going up the hill. Uncle Jesse here in first place, followed by Matt, who's followed by Ricky B. J Mac here in fourth. Scout in 5th place. Rotten Crowd back here in 6th. In the Lexi, Don P. Oh, massive close in on Rotten Crowd. Can he give him a run into turn 1? Looks like Rotten Crowd got a good exit there. Don P was looking a little tentative. Didn't know if he was going to be able to break it in time. That Lexus definitely seems a little faster in the straight line, but then the NSX has a little bit better handling. And Rotten Crowd spin. So Rotten Crowd was just trying to accelerate out of this turn and just spun it right into the wall. With now he has a little front end damage. Jesse here in first place still by 1.4 seconds. Kept it on the road. Matt in 2nd. Ricky B here in 3rd. J Mac in 4th. Scout here keeping it up in 5th place. Don P here in 6th place. Rotten Crowd has dropped down to 7th place. And Q here in 8th place. Getting a little wide, but he kept the right 2 tires on the curbing there. Therefore, Gran Turismo thinks that is perfectly fine. No harm, no foul. You coming down the hill here into number 93. Burgundy and Rust Honda NSX. And Uncle Jesse here still in the lead, stretching it out by a couple of tenths. Wide entrance to a late apex. Good exit. These front 4 not gaining any ground on each other, but not losing out too much to each other. Scout sound a little further behind there in 5th place. Don P cutting a little grass. Oh no, Rotten Crowd again. See what happened. Oh, just got a little wide. Oh, an unfortunate tire setting. So maybe we should leave Rotten Crowd alone, because he seems to have the commentator's curse. So we'll leave Rotten Crowd alone for a little while, as we see Jesse here in the lead. 3/4 of a tank of fuel left, and about 3/4 worth of tire left as well. Same with Matt and Ricky B. Everybody seems to be looking similar with the fuel consumption and tire wear. You see there on JMac that tires, if you watch over on the left, his tires are just a little worse than Ricky B's. Scout is on the softs and his are halfway done, so he's probably got another, probably lap 9 or 10 will come in for new boots, and that could be Rotten Crowd's issue as well, because I think he started on softs. Don P here on the softs as well, and has used a bit more fuel on top of that. Q, his tires look pretty decent and decent fuel use. Rotten Crowd is on soft tires as well. Let's get off of his view there. Don't want to mess him up any more than I have to, or have already. And Jesse coming down the hill to end lap number 5 and start number 6. And into turn 1. It's like Ricky B is closed in a little bit on the back of Matt. So maybe that car is working a little better than Matt's car. They did look like I was reviewing it, and the person that put this race pack together, poor fan, has given pretty broad strokes to the folks, letting them tune their car as they wish. So that's one reason you see some disparity amongst the drivers here. I, for one, if I was in this race, would be doing horribly because I can't tune a car for anything. I cannot tune a car, and I cannot tune a fish. But the joke is, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. So you can tune a car, but you can't tune a fish. All right. I have beaten that joke into the ground, and Ricky B making a move on Matt out of turn 19, going into turn 1. Beautiful move. Can he keep it? Looks like he is keeping it. Let's see if we can. Oh, so he went off track a little wide and compromised his exit, and Ricky B took full advantage of that. Nicely done. Get back to live action here. Ricky B is pulling out a little bit of distance between Ricky B is pulling off a little bit away from Matt. See if J-Mac can close in and make a move on his own. Got Ricky, or Uncle Jesse here 1.1 seconds in the lead, so that lead has shrunk a little bit. It was 1.7 at one point, almost 2 seconds. B got around Matt, and he has closed in and continues to close in. We'll see if there's any kind of an ebb and flow between the two different cars, the Nissan and the Honda. Maybe the Honda runs better on used tires than the Nissan, because we're within half a second now. He's definitely sniffing the Gatorade. Definitely might see a move here soon. Ooh, not doing that. That'll compromise your exit there. You can see he's not closing in as much. Well, he is now. Got through there a little better. See if he can get through this S's here. Using every bit of those curbs to his advantage. He's closing in. Is he going to make a move down here at the big bendy boy or banky boy? Jesse is closing on the inside. Is that going to compromise his exit? He definitely was protecting his inside there. That could have compromised this corner right here. Here we go. Who's he going to do the over under? Nope. Whoa. Whoa. I think he's going to make the move here. Definitely made a big move. See if we can watch that again. Oh, he bit that curb hard. And he had to do everything to keep that thing in going straight. Ricky B just went flying past, and Matt closed up right behind him as well. Uncle Jesse defending that inside line. Back to live action here. Jesse has been able to maintain that second place, but Matt and J-Mac are right there on his tail. He's having some trouble with these corner exits. He's got ABS, but he does not have any traction control. I, for one, cannot. Well, I do not run without at least traction control on 2. At one point I had it off, and then I've put it back on, and I haven't gone back on it at all. And there's a couple camps as far as traction control goes. I've seen Rory on his channel say that to go fast you have to have it off at all times, but my theory is it's on there. It's a tool if you need it. I need it to be consistent. You know, I might be able to do 1 or 2 laps faster with it off or something, but I'll eventually spin the car because I'm a goober. So it gives me that. It might take a couple tenths off a lap time or something, but it keeps me consistent, and I don't crash as often. So, and these cars in real life do have traction control, so you know, may as well use it if it's available to you, and if it helps. You know, it's no fun if you're spinning out every race, because if you had it on traction control, it wouldn't have done it, or it could have caught it a little better. So That's my 2 cents on traction control. But Ricky B is definitely stretched out a 3-second lead. He will probably need to get some tires and eventually. Let's see if any of our drivers have gone on it that were on those softs, gotten off those soft tires. Let's hold on here. Matt is definitely hounding Uncle Jesse. And Jesse got a good run through there. But this is where he made his mistake coming down the hill. I don't think he's going to make that mistake this time. J-Mac is getting a little sniff of that lavender NSX. So let's jump back here, and here's Don P on the soft tires. Here's a 202 on lap 6. So did he pit or just have an accident? Not sure. Scout here is on mediums. Rotten Crowd is on mediums. So these drivers have pitted. And Q is on mediums. He has not been into pits. So Rotten Crowd definitely had a tire change back there on 6. And Scout appears to have gotten new tires on lap 5 and on the mediums. Don P still pounding around on softs. It looks like he went for a second set of soft tires. He will need to pit and get fuel and more tires eventually. See Ricky B here. Probably got a 3 or 4 laps more of fuel, and he'll need to come in. And I'm not sure which one is going to make he come in before the other. Is it tires or fuel? So we'll find out here in the next few laps. Uncle Jesse here. Tires are wearing down of these leaders. Yeah, they are looking worse. Don P has the better of the tires of this top 5. So maybe he can go a little longer into the stint. Once Ricky B got around Jesse, he just flat out left them in the dust. Dust and tire marbles. Uncle Jesse has pulled out a little bit on Matt. And Matt is staying ahead of J-Mac. J-Mac is just a half a second back from there. Scout all by himself back here in 6th place. Rotten Kraut definitely all by himself again. And Q back here in the back. So the fuel situation and tire situation keep getting, and we've got Uncle Jesse going into the pits. Matt and J-Mac go on around. Don P is far enough that maybe Jesse should get out of the pits in front of Don P. So there went some fuel. And I believe Uncle Jesse is back out on the track. So he has... Oh, Q went off the track and has popped back on. see what happened here. Oh, just got it in the grass and put it into the wall. So we get up here, Ricky B in first place still. Sure he saw that Jesse went into the pits, so doing a little bit of an undercut possibly. We'll see what Ricky B does here from the lead. Is he going to go in and pit this lap? His lap times are down about a second or half second, so definitely losing some time on these tires. May as well go in and get rid of them and not make that undercut anything special. Here he comes. So he does come into the pits. See what Matt does. Is he going to do the same? Matt is doing the same, as is J-Mac. So let's get on board with Uncle Jesse and see where that takes us. So here he comes. Well, Jesse, it shows him in the lead, but he does jump out just ahead of Ricky B. So Ricky B must have put on a... He did. So that was the difference. Uncle Jesse put on... Oh no! Cold tires. Ricky B spins it coming out of the pits. That's unfortunate. Oh. Let's see what he can do. Don P has come into the pits as well. So a costly mistake by Ricky B, who was leading there for a while. Uncle Jesse here is on mediums. I'm assuming the Uncle Jesse is a reference to the Dukes of Hazzard, possibly? So we will... Uncle Jesse has resumed the lead of the race. J-Mac has jumped up into second place. He did so by not taking very much fuel, so is he going to have enough to make it to the end of the race? We have 15 minutes to find that out. I think he might. So Ricky B put in a ton of fuel and then had the accident, so there's a chance that he put in too much fuel. Matt here has a good chunk of fuel as well. Scout here. Here's Don P with a fresh set of, wow, fresh set of scrapes on the front of that splitter from that curb. So he's got good tires, good fuel, and less paint on the front of that underside of the splitter. And then we've got Rotten Crowd here in 7th place. Plenty of fuel. Should be able to finish off the race on those tires. Hugh here definitely needs tires. So might be jumping in the pits for some tires at the end of this lap. Jesse here in first place. 2.4 seconds ahead of J-Mac. There's J-Mac. And here comes Ricky B and Matt. These front four have been pretty close this whole race. Did have one lead change on the track and another lead change in the pits. And Scout here storming around in 5th place, cutting some grass. Coming around turn 19 onto the front stretch. Making sure that no roadside blade of grass is safe. Uncle Jesse still in the front. J-Mac in 2nd place, 1.8 seconds back. Ricky B is 4 seconds back from there. His car didn't seem to come alive until it was half the tire tread was gone, so it's about time for him to start making his way to the front. Went purple for that section, so maybe he is pushing. See if he gets the fastest lap here on this one as he comes through 19. Keeping it on the track there. And he does. Fastest lap. Ricky B. So he is trying to push forward, at least to get his 2nd place back. Number 308 here, Jesse. And J-Mac chasing. And J-Mac is the lobby owner today, since Fan could not make it to this race. See Ricky B there in the background, trying to chase down that 2nd place spot. Matt trying to hang on. He's a 1.5 back, so that's out of slipstream distance. So if he makes up any time, it'll be on his own. Don Peak trying to close in on Scout. Looks like he's nibbling away at that position, or that. He's not going to doing that. Not sure if that's actually what happened or if it's a little bit of lag and it shows up like that on our stream here, but definitely getting a little squirrely coming out of that corner. Let's check out Jesse here. He is starting lap number 18. Who's coming in. Rotten Kraut. Did he get out of the way, or did he have an accident? I think he's just getting out of the way. He saw those leaders coming, knows he's not in competition for the win, so nicely got out of the way for the leaders coming through. Hoping that Rotten Kraut has a good race. He's had some bad luck the past 2 races, so next race maybe it'll be his lucky race. Get things back on track and on track. Jesse here in the lead by 2.7 seconds. Scout is in the pits and back out again. J-Mac in 2nd place, Ricky B in 3rd. Got that down to 4 seconds. Matt is staying like 1.3, 1.5 seconds behind him, so all it takes is a little screw up from Ricky and Matt will be there to take the position. And Scout's got a 3-second penalty, and that's probably a pit lane infraction with that amount. Jesse has retaken fastest lap at 141.992. J-Mac sticking around here. Ricky B closing in. He's 2.4 seconds back. And Matt is 2 seconds behind Ricky B. So Ricky B is starting to move forward. Whoa, using a track and then some. Clipping those curbs. Clip those curbs like you need to. Jesse's still here in the lead. He made one mistake earlier and that cost him the lead at that point. Then he went into the pits, kind of undercut the rest of them. And then J-Mac, Ricky B, and Matt all went into the pits a lap after Jesse did. And unfortunately, Ricky B he got in the lead, and then he spun it coming out of the one of the turns there at the beginning of his lap and on cold tires, and fell back to third place. So he is trying to march that thing back to the front. You can see him back there behind J-Mac, but that's a long way to go, and 2.4 seconds back with 6 minutes. Matt is also right behind him by 1 second, so it's kind of, he wants to move forward, but he also has to keep an eye on the car behind him. Goes a little wide out of there. Into this little 3-turn complex. And Jesse's still out here in the lead by almost 5 seconds. So J-Mac may have gotten the fuel wrong, so I think he's going to have to pit in this lap or next. He can't make it on the fuel he has because it's 5 minutes left in the race, and it's 1:44 seconds or 1 minute 44 seconds around the lap, so he definitely doesn't have 3 laps worth of fuel left. So Ricky B will gain that position when J-Mac goes into the pits to get a little splash and go. Cutting it on the inside there. Ricky B on the outside going around. He did. So J-Mac, is he just going to try to nurse it to the end? We could go in here and take a look at where he shifts gears. That is not the shifting point for a man that is trying to save fuel. So he has to pit this lap. There's no choice. Goes wide there. He knows he's in trouble, so he's dropping back. Down the hill into Big Banky Boy. We'll just stay on board and see what happens. So that twin And he is out of gas. It's all downhill at least. And we are coasting. And coasting down to 50 miles an hour. Is speeding up with the soapbox derby car here. And into the pits we go for a splash of fuel for basically 2 laps. So we'll get back on board here with our leader. Q off the road there, getting out of the way. See J Mac there with 0% fuel in the tank. And it goes up to 12 and he's gone. So stays in 4th place. So Ricky B here in 2nd place. Going around the lap car of Q. He's pushing. He's got 1.5 laps. Well, not even half a lap. A lap and a third left to get to Jesse to see if he can get around him. Jesse is closing in on a car towards the back. Rottenkraut maybe. Rotten will just let him around with no fight for sure once he gets there. Drivers are pretty good about getting out of the way of the other cars. So there he is. Jesse here. This is going to be the final lap. So there's B Matt. J Mac. And you here. I think he's just going to kind of park it on the front and wait for the time to come through. So, all right. So we'll get back on board with our leader here, who should be one of the first ones. Well, no, we've got here we go. Don P. He will go across and have another lap left. And looks like Scout will have another lap to do. All right, so here's our leader. 10 seconds left. Ricky B getting into the dirt. Pushing as hard as he can. No time left. Uncle Jesse here in the lead. 1.9 seconds, and he takes the checkered flag. Ricky B comes in 2nd place. Matt coming around here in 3rd. J Mac finally got enough fuel in that car to finish in 4th place. Can he pull off a fastest lap here? I think maybe that's what he did. It's like, I'm not going to get anything, so I may as well get a fresh set of soft tires and enough fuel to get to the end and get the fastest lap. Definitely pushed it. 39, 40, 41, and fastest lap. So that's a little extra bonus points there. Don P coming up here through the top of the track here to come downhill to get this 5th place. Here's 5th place. Okay, there we go. All right, 5th place coming around turn 19 onto the front stretch. Don P coming across in 5th. Here we go. Scout is coming down the hill into turn 19. And he will take the checkered flag for 6th place. And Q here coming down the hill. A little wide. All those front tires are destroyed. So he will come across in 8th place. And good view, finishing the race, not jumping out and quitting. Good sportsmanship. So good race here. Jesse here with the win. And we will go over here and check out the final results. Uncle Jesse with the win. Ricky B comes back in 2nd place after a spin after his pit stop. Matt in 3rd. J Mac with running out of fuel and ended up in 4th place, but also got the fastest lap. Don P in 5th. Scout in 6th. Rotten Crowd in 7th, and then Q finishes it up here in 8th place. So that'll do it for this round 2 of the Super GT series. And we will be at St. Croix Layout B next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So see us here again on the Fast Ginger channel. And we'll see you again. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to end the show. The stream is over, I got to go. Now is not the time to be sad. I'll be back, there's more streaming to be had. Fast Ginger will bring the best with an entertainment fest where friends are made and good times never fade. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like, you can't even get notified.